Welcome back, everyone. I am Lee D-Man Smith, and I'm joined here by Martin Deficio Lunger as we move into our final two matches at the tail end of this Super Week. Next up, it is the fan favorite between Alliance and Fnatic. Alliance are currently leading 2-0 in their head-to-head with Fnatic, and the last time they met, the game ended in explosive style, with Alliance base racing to victory in just 23 minutes, 30 seconds. That was the fastest game without a surrender this summer. Yesterday, of course, they did a demolition job on SK Gaming with the surrender inside 21 minutes, but earlier today, they got demolished themselves by the Copenhagen Wolves.
100%. So let's start with the negative. It seemed like they were overconfident going into the game, and they got very surprised by the tactic from the Copenhagen Wolves, sending Ulite mid lane, the early invades, of course. Alliance themselves called it cheese. I feel like Copenhagen Wolves just actually outplayed them in the game here, and Alliance had very poor warding. Once they lost the mid tower, they didn't ward up their own jungle at all, and it simply meant there was nothing they could do once Copenhagen Wolves just moved around and killed them. I don't think it's going to change too much going into this game, however. I think they're just going to say, okay, that was a mistake. Let's move on and focus on Fnatic. Yeah,
we just saw tweeting a moment ago saying SK showing us what we should have done earlier on.
Exactly.
The question is, was that just a one-off? Because yesterday they did obliterate SK Gaming.
Yeah, it's the opposite game, to be honest. I mean, this time it was Alliance just destroying SK Gaming. They punished every single mistake, and they had a 9k gold lead by 21 minutes where SK Gaming surrendered the game. So Alliance really showed how good of a team they can be. And Shook, in this jungle here, he keeps impressing me, actually. He has the highest KD of the junglers in the EU LCS with 4.63. And, funny enough, he's only played Lee Sin, Evelynn, and Elise, the top junglers. So it seems like the rest of Alliance are getting all the bans, and Shook can just play whatever he wants to.
Yeah, everybody else expanded their pool just a little to see what they could do. Fnatic, on the other hand, they have had a great start to Super Week, picking up decisive wins over Rocket and the Copenhagen Wolves yesterday. They faced Gambit as well, and once again, it was a fully controlled victory, despite Gambit doing their best to be aggressive. They're currently 3-0 on their best win streak of this summer split, and they are looking to be the only team that can pick up the perfect Super Week.
And I really have to give credit to Fnatic as a team for the ward control they've showed this week. It's been absolutely fantastic. And they are actually the team who's bought the most wards in the EU LCS and placed the most, of course. It's basically just been fantastic play when you look at the wards on the map here. And another thing that's really been working for them this Super Week has been the solo laners. Xpeke and Soaz, they've both looked great. Of course, Xpeke there with his CS record, he's been farming like an absolute monster, he's been setting up kills, getting a lot of kills himself, and Soaz then up in the top lane, slightly less kills, but he has this different playstyle, this kind of unpredictable playstyle with Lee Sin top, we had Ziggs top as well, which people don't really know how to play against.
We should remember, he's on his 499th kill. The next kill that Peke gets will be his 500th in the LCS history. So
would be nice to get against Froggen, I guess.
Well, we told the team as well, and they were like, we're going to build tanky. And nobody wants to die to Peke.
It's going to be 0 kills in this game.
Well, after the questionable decision that led to a one-sided base race in their last matchup, Fnatic knows that Alliance will capitalize on the smallest mistakes and plan on tightening up their objective play.
Alliance is considered as the #1 in Europe right now, so it's probably going our toughest match of the week.
I think Fnatic is a very unpredictable team. I think they can win against us if they are in a good day, in a good draft, and like things go right for them, they can definitely take a game off of us.
We just take it game by game, and we always prepare as much for every team, even though they might be like 8th place or 1st place. It's exactly the same amount of time.
Yeah, last game against Fnatic, we base raced them. After the trade, it was totally different because that was the point where the mid game starts, and then it opens up everything. So you're not forced to stay in bot lane anymore, where you just lose 2 or 3.
They're going to take the dragon. They're going to take Yellowstar. That's going to be a hook and kill.
They capitalized really well on our mistakes, and a base race happened. It was really messy from our part.
The ending was just really bad. Like, we had so much advantage and we threw it just by 1 move.
They actually played pretty well against us until they made that mistake around the dragon and then went bad afterwards. But we will practice something and we will use it against pretty much every team because we think it's really strong.
We should be actually 1-1 against Alliance, but we just decided to give them a win last time. So we'll just try to fix that and go for the 2-2.
So I think it's pretty safe to say they don't want to fall for that once again.
No, I think they're going to back off this time instead of just keep pushing up for the tower.
Well, they've been great so far in Super Week. Let's see how they turn out against Alliance. Let's check out those starting lineups. Over on the blue side, it is Alliance. They are the league leaders despite that loss earlier on today. That means Wicked's in the top lane, Shook in the jungle, Froggen in the mid lane, Tabs as the AD carry, and Nif in support.
And on the red side, we have Fnatic with Source in the top lane, Cyanide in the jungle, Xpeke as the mid laner, Reckless as the AD carry, and Yellowstar on support.
And our featured matchup for this game focuses on the two best supports in the European LCS, who are both playmakers for their teams. They are, of course, Nif and Yellowstar.
And Yellowstar, he's been absolutely fantastic this week. He has 91.7% kill participation and a KDA of 14.6. So he's been part of pretty much everything Fnatic has been doing, and he's just playing so well. Nif, he's always very solid, but he's actually only been part of 61.7% of the kills for Alliance. So he needs to step it up in this game here if he wants to try and outduel Yellowstar here in the support battle.
Yeah, and of course, let's not forget they did get destroyed. They only got one kill in that game. And
True.
they had a surrender, so fantasy points are not looking good for Nif, but Yellowstar's doing great for me because he's got 72 points.
I know, you keep telling me.
Fantastic, I'm loving it. Kobe, you're going down. You guys, of course, at home have been voting which team will win today, so let's check in and see who you picked in this matchup. And it's actually a stunner as both teams are dead even. 50-50,
Wow.
the first time we've ever had that in the European LCS.
And we have to agree, man. This game is so hard to predict. Last time, Fnatic started so well, picked up multiple kills. Reckless on Twitch got some early kills. Xpeke was playing Twisted Fate, same deal for him. And then the whole base race happened like 22 minutes into the game. So it's going to be a hard one, this one.
Okay, so pick and ban's coming in. Both of these teams have a plethora of tactics available to them. However, Copenhagen Wolves just proved how to take down Alliance. You don't play into their game, you just punish them and push them.
I want to predict a Ziggs ban from Alliance. They banned it every single game in the Super Week, and Fnatic have shown they can play it in 2 lanes now. And maybe Twisted Fate ban from Fnatic against Froggen here. He's been first picking it every time he had the chance.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The Ziggs ban is the very first one, so as having that taken away from him. It could have been Peke, of course. Kassadin has been taken away. Lee Sin, Twitch, quick bans here. They know exactly what they want. Twisted Fate, not going to let Froggen have that one, that's for sure.
So I'm a little bit surprised Alliance actually banned Lee Sin himself, because Shug is such a good Lee Sin player. But of course, Cyanide is the same. We might see Alliance then just trade the 2 junglers left, Elise and Evelyn, and just first pick something else.
I wonder if Wicked's praying that KO doesn't get banned out here. It is
Could be.
up on the cards. Jax is also out there. There's
There's
the
the
KO
KO.
ban. There's no surprises there. 4.10. 4.11 had some changes. You guys at home on live will have seen that. But Orianna is the first choice. So interesting that they've gone for that first pick. Of course, Peke set the record on that yesterday. The first to 300 CS. He is now the holder
And
in the
Froggen
LCS.
played it earlier too, where of course he was shut down by Copenhagen Wolves, but Orianna is such a strong overall pick. Your laning phase is very good, and then once you get to your late game point as well, you provide utility, you have a lot of damage. I mean, just overall, a very good pick. And we have seen a lot of first picking mid laners in Europe this Super Week. They're not afraid of just instantly locking in whatever mid laner they feel is strongest left.
Well, the support and AD carry getting locked in this time. Reckless and Yellowstar. So Yellowstar this time on Nami, of course. 91.7% kill participation. 100% in the last game yesterday they played. Incredible stuff from Yellowstar this week.
And we've seen him engage a lot of fights actually by either landing hooks or binding some Morgana, but now on Nami, we might see him focus a little bit more on disengaging, unless he feels like he can land a good bubble and start the whole fight for Fnatic. And with Lucian, of course, you have such a strong lane at trading, because you put the E onto Lucian, he dashes forward or shoots forward with the Q, and you get this double auto attack with your E proc in both of them. So very strong lane at trading, and also, of course, you have sustain from Nami, which is one of the reasons she's so popular at the moment.
So Froggen's got his hands on Lulu in that top lane. Wasn't banned now, was left through. Snuck through the cracks, honestly. I'm pretty sure Fnatic would have gone to it
Gonna be wicked
if
then,
it was
huh?
possible. We do see Evelyn was the other selection for Shook. Veigar's been highlighted for Peke, but I don't think that's going to come through.
So double AP for Alliance and taking Evelyn, because again they banned away the Lee
It
Sin.
would work well against double AP.
True, it would. I mean, we need to see here. The Lee Sin ban, of course, from Alliance was because Fnatic have played it in the top lane as well. So don't want to deal with Source and didn't want to first pick it, so they were afraid of Fnatic actually early picking the Lee Sin. and therefore they go with Evelyn, at least of course for Fnatic. Simple. You
It's
trade
the lock for Sina.
You just trade the top junglers. Lulu top for Wicked. I've not been too impressed by his Lulu yet. I generally feel like he's a lot better on bruisers and not these AP champions.
He still plays the same style.
He does.
Like,
he
he's not
stays
a big
in the
bruiser,
front.
Still goes out
in the front, wild growth himself, hope he survives. If he dies instantly, tough luck.
Well, Syndra was finally locked in for Peke. He's actually been one of the few that's played it fairly regularly. You can see those stats. Hasn't worked out 100%, but then again, he's been up against LeBlancs before. We've always questioned that one, but...
Well, it should actually be in favor of Syndra. You have outplay potential. But in teamfights, of course, it's very hard because one misstep,
one missed skill shot,
jumped,
you're dead.
You're dead, that's
not
it.
Quite the same case. LeBlanc, of course, had the change in the 4.10 patch.
It's a bit risky for Peke anyway with Syndra here because he's against double shield already. Lulu, wild growth the shield as well. And you have the shield from Orianna. So it can be hard for him to burst down a target if Alliance is ready, if they see where he's going with it. Also, the ball from Orianna and the flank potential from Evelyn is very scary for Syndra in teamfights because it's so hard to position yourself properly. And it's going to be hard for him to find the target, especially also with Alliance. Having so many ranged champions staying far away from him, so he needs to get close. And then there's a chance of the ball or Evelyn collapsing onto him and just killing him.
Just imagine how hard Shook's going to be to kill. He's going to have the Agony's Embrace shield, he's going to have the Lulu shield, the Orianna shield, and Thresh can throw his Lantern out as well and get that extra shield. This could be tricky for Fnatic. A lot of shields for Alliance, or Fnatic going to choose for their final top lane.
Well, so Lee Sin has been banned away, which is something, of course, we've seen Soaz play. Actually, 2 bans towards him if you look at the Ziggs ban as well. Renekton and Shyvana would be possible options. Shyvana is still a good all-around pick for the top lane. Lulu is a bit of an annoying thing to deal with as a melee bruiser though up in this top lane, because she will poke you and she will kite you around forever. So unless Fnatic decides to lane swap, which is where Shyvana would fit in really well, because Lulu, she has issues farming in the jungle. She will get denied a lot of CS, which where Shyvana can jungle really well, especially together with an Elise and clear the jungle very fast.
Well, so far this week,
has
been, oh good lord. So far this week it has been Lulu and Lee Sin for Soaz, but Yorick is back in the top lane.
Oh, Yorick. Well, still,
I can tell
it
you
would
now,
actually help Expect out if he gets out of position. Yorick is there to save the day. He comes back up.
it's actually the
and
second
keep doing
time we've
some
seen it in the
damage.
top lane.
Yeah, it is. It is. Was it Freddy who ran it
It was
too?
Freddy, yeah, Freddy ran it. So
Ash and
24
Zyra
start,
thing
we'll see
from
how it
SK
works.
Gaming. He is, of course, a very strong laner.
Yeah.
Still needs to build up some items here. We need to see if he wants to go for Chalice as the mana region, or if he's going towards Essence Reaver, or maybe the tier.
I mean, the key, or used to be the key with Yorick, is you'd have the Cassiopeia in there or something like that, and you'd obviously use the ultimate on him. Only Lucian really there. Would he go for Syndra? Would he just do it himself?
Well, he could do it on himself, but you generally want to get it on one of your carries. I mean, the Syndra could be the option, so Expected can go all in, use everything he has, die in the middle of everything, get resurrected once again, come back to the fight, or we can maybe see Reckless try and do the same deal, go very aggressive in the start, get the ulti here, and if he builds Blade of the Ruined King and you get the Ghost with it too, should have worked out really well for Fnatic.
Well, with the supports locked in, who do you think has come out ahead? Tweet us hashtag NIF or hashtag Yellowstar. Of course, NIF is on Nami, Yellowstar is on Thresh. Send it to @LOL Esports.
All the way
we'll
around.
Tally up the results. NIF is on
Thresh.
I know what I meant. The goldfish is out there. They'll be on to us. But Morgana was available and nobody went for it. That's an interesting one straight away in itself, because both these players have been first locking that Morgana in. They ignored it this time around.
It was a very early Nami pick as well for Fnatic. Actually, they knew they wanted it. They wanted to disengage here.
First pick.
Yeah.
First pick. We'll see how it works out, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Can Fnatic get themselves the perfect Super Week? And can Alliance stay at the top of the table? Their win streak once again has been cut down. The Copenhagen Wolves dealt with that, so Fnatic didn't need to defend their record. It's the second time, by the way, that Alliance have reached that marker. This time 7-0, unable to reach the 9-0. Also, it stops their Cloud9 record that was 23-2, 23-2, 21-2. Can't remember which one it was. Either way, they're not going to get it.
Nope.
Because they're at 14-3.
It is gone. Let's see Fnatic here. Late game, they might have some issues. Taps, wise enough, didn't actually face check. But late game for Fnatic here. Because again, well, Yorick can resurrect someone, but his own damage in team fights. Often you just kite him around, he won't actually get to do too much in these fights. And that's where Fnatic might have some issues, especially also because taps will scale really well, become a hyper carry in the late game. And Xpeke on Syndra here, often you see teams get the Banshees, get the magic resist against him, and therefore deny him the chance to blow up a target, making it very hard for Fnatic to instantly kill someone, where Lions, with this late game scaling on both Froggen and taps, will be very strong. And then, of course, the utility from Wicked.
Oh, Nif didn't go straight away for any death sentence. I didn't see whether he'd actually leveled up. He generally go flay level 1, so
depends.
Going towards it, yeah. I didn't see whether he'd actually leveled anything up instead. Reckless steps away, ward goes down. Everybody knows where they are. It seems we're going to have top laners quite happily facing off against each other. And standard meta start out here. Blue being protected by Fnatic. They weren't sure whether Alliance were going to try to sneak in. Shook is, of course...
Well, Alliance need to be careful here. They might get collapsed on 4 members moving in.
Oh, they're caught. They're caught. Yellow Star, can he land an Aqua Prison? He catches on towards Nif. It's not going to be enough damage going down. Instead, he flays on towards Reckless, who doesn't trade too badly. And it's Nif that came out definitely worse for wear in that fight.
So forcing a potion from Nif, and he now needs to regain a bit also with the Relic Shield. Soaz getting a good early start here on Wicked, waiting in the bush.
Yeah, just going to catch him out and get a good 3 auto attacks on towards him, shields that off. Aqua Prison once again landing on Tabs. Now we saw this the other day with Tabs, of course, and basically Cogmore players. They're going to be pretty weak until around level 5.
I still like the pick. It's not terrible in lane, it's okay, but against a Lucian, of course, it's very hard. But the pick itself is still very, very strong because you weren't affected by the Bloodthirster changes. Bladed Rune King and Trinity Force are still the 2 key items on you and should be the 2 first items for taps in the game here. So it is a very strong pick, and also a pick in Korea, which is banned in pretty much every single game.
Yeah, they 100% managed to go towards that one. Tabs gets a double tap on him. Reckless putting the damage back on Nif. Has to flash out of the Aqua Prison this time around. That is desperately important. Let's keep our eyes on side and see whether he pays a visit down there. As you mentioned, both Summoner Spell flashes burn.
And last time these 2 teams met each other, Cyanide came bot lane multiple times early on. They got 2 early kills, gave them over to Reckless because Cyanide kept coming down for the ganks. Now both flashes going from Taps and Nif. If they push out this lane, Cyanide might just walk down and pick up first blood.
Well, they believe that Yellow Star may well come out ahead in this clash. We'll see how it works out. At top lane, Soaz is putting some serious hurt down on Wicked. Not feeling too comfortable just yet, and Soaz has got himself
laning against Yorick is so annoying. Give him a flask and some mana potions, and he's just gonna spam these ghouls in your face. And the only way you can actually avoid them is if you run into the bush, and they will run back to the minions because they lose vision of you. But once you push all the way down to your tower, you're just gonna have to tank them up, and damn you, Yorick.
Yeah, and you can see the difference it's already having. 23 CS to 6, and it's already drawing the attention. Shook's like, well, I'm gonna have to come up, either help out Wicked or let him fight on his own. Pink Ward spots out Shook in the river. That means Cyno knows he's got some free time in the bottom half of the jungle. He immediately makes a move.
Yeah, he's moving down here. Can either go towards the mid lane, or actually no, he will move down to this bottom lane here. He will just bait us and now go to the Raves instead. Shook will actually, Shook going to the Wolves here. So some Raves for Cyanide. Let's see if he wants to try and go bot lane afterwards. The lane is actually pushing all the way up to the tower.
Well, he could just repel straight on towards Froggen, who does have flash available. Instead, it is going to be the bottom lane. That would make more sense. Both flashes are gone in the bottom lane. So Tabs and Nif, if they're staying too far up the lane, they've got no ward in this tri-bush. They could come straight around for this one.
Oh, this is not good here. Yellowstone needs to land the bubble as engage. He will go for it.
He's going to move straight around there. We can see catch on towards it. Cocoon does land. It gets on towards Tabs. Aqua Prison follows through, but there's no damage because Nif saved the day with a death sentence on Cyanide, dragging him into the tower.
And Lantern first got tapped over to himself and then hooked onto Cyanide, forcing the flash away. And Shook had actually moved all the way from the Wolf camp down to this bottom lane, expecting Cyanide to show up, and was ready in case Fnatic were trying to go over-aggressive. Fnatic just farming away this mid lane. Fairly even once Xpeke actually picks up this farm here at his tower. Slight advantage to Froggen, farming really well on Orianna once again.
Yeah, farming very well. We'll keep our eyes on that one, of course. Peke doing just as good a job on Syndra. They are crazy farming numbers, honestly, for those 2 mid laners. As has been pretty much found out throughout 4.10. It's all about taking those wraiths once again for the mid laners.
Yeah, poor junglers. And of course, every single jungler is very happy about it. He will very happily give you his wraiths every single time, and we've never seen anyone complain about it.
No, not at all. Bottom lane pairing have stayed fairly well together. Tabs, of course, is going to wipe out that wave. That's going to keep that CS even. Wicked once again. Those goals, double goals on him, and he just tries to walk away and carry on CS and ignoring the fact that they're just chomping down on his back. Shook comes around the side, so as is pretty much retreated to his tower, so not going to get a great deal from this one. It's going to be aggressive stuff, but they're going to have to tower dive if they want to finish it off, and it's not going to get close. Soaz happily just strolls away.
So Soaz, he didn't flash. He does have teleport ready, can therefore recall and just teleport back for this big wave. Otherwise, he could potentially have flashed away to save some of the damage he just took, so he could actually farm the minions. Now he will just teleport back once he decides to shop, and he will go tier. We saw Freddy build Chalice instead as their mana regen item, if I remember correctly, and then he actually built Trinity Force.
Yeah.
Not sure if Soaz is going to do the same with this tier here.
Yeah, interesting to see how these top laners do build this one out. I'm delighted to see Yorick coming back into the game.
Yes, you are.
I know, right? I can't really hide that one, disguise it. So, Peke, he's going a little wander. I think it's just simply going to ward out the Death Bush. He's just going to put a little ward in there, check it out. There's no pinks in there. And Cyanide will support him. We haven't seen any early Dragon, of course, despite the fact Cyanide is on the lease, could go down for it early on, but of course, without the 2v1 lane switching, it would be a dangerous play for both teams.
And we do have the flashes back up now for the bottom lane of Alliance. Managed to actually stay alive, even though they had a bit of a rough start, and Tab's been farming really well. Of course, there's still a big wave coming to Reckless here, so he will be able to even it out and blue buff both. This is probably one of the most standard games we've had.
Yeah.
Like, blue buff going over to both here, nobody trying to invade anything, just happily farming away for now. And the junglers has been one time bot lane, one time top lane.
But you can see there's literally no pressure on the bottom lane for Fnatic. Reckless still sitting on that health pot, hasn't needed to use that early on. We are at the 7.5 minute mark, and the mid laners are continuing to keep their farm going. We could see some record numbers coming from these two, both the way this game is going. Nobody is looking to create any early plays, so it seems that they want to take this one a little bit later. No early aggression shown from either team.
And that's where I definitely think Alliance will be happy. Get some ability power on both Wicked and Froggen, so the shields become even stronger, and just use them to try and bait out the ult from Xpeke, instantly shield the target, even have wild growth, make sure the target stays alive, and now the burst potential of Syndra is gone. And it could be the way for their team fights, because Taps, I mean, they have a lot of protection for him, multiple members who can try and save him in these fights, and he will become an absolute monster in the late game. Where we probably see Reckless go, he's actually already built the Cutlass, so he will go to Bladed Ruin King, into Ghostblade, and then look for his mid-game power spike instead, where Fnatic can try and force things. But Taps will still be fairly strong in his mid-game if he builds Trinity Force as the first item.
They're taking the Wolves and the Wraiths now. They're just getting greedy, these mid laners. Oh, Shockwave pulling Peke in. Doesn't flash away, just instead goes for the stun. Now he burns the flash.
Oh, no,
Cyanide joins him. Ultimate's on towards him. The Ignite running should be enough.
Way too
comes in. Peke gets it. The 500th kill for Peke goes on to Shook.
And that was so weird by Shook. He flashed into the tower even though Froggen was stunned. And there was no chance of him to get the kill.
Cyanide got the kill.
Cyanide got the kill, yeah. Managed to take it away. Poor old Xpeke didn't actually get it.
Yeah. Almost. Don't worry,
that
Shook.
was a weird
You're
play by
You're
Shook.
safe, Shook. It wasn't you that went down. Despite the Ignite running from Peke and the ultimate running, Cyanide snuck in and stole it with his poison tick.
And the Dragon now. Oh, it's a side of Fnatic. Good early start here. Still, that was so over-aggressive by Shook. I don't know, he flashed into the tower. There's no chance for him to actually kill Xpeke in the exchange here. Good counter gank from Cyanide. Always around this mid lane.
So this bottom lane pairing, they are now level 6, both bottom laners. Cyanide is going to pay a visit down here. Flash is back available for him any second now. Let's see whether this Aqua Prison can start things off. I don't think it's going to be possible. It's going to have to be a tower dive if they go for it. Aqua Prison does land.
It's already recalling.
Through, yeah.
There was a ward in the second bush as well, so they would have spotted Cyanide if he did move forward. And we do see Trinity Force, first item here for Taps. And as we talked about earlier, of course, Reckless going towards the Bladed Ruin King, which he really loves to do. In every single solo queue game, he will pick Lucian and build Blade, Ghostblade, Infinity Edge, and just kill people.
Ooh, gonna start poking back and forward still. Very even between these lanes. Actually, even going into the late game, it's going to remain fairly even. The way that obviously Lucian builds, you can see he's going to go Bladed Ruin King into Youmuu's. Tabs, I'm guessing, is probably going to go to Trinity Force.
Trinity Force into Bladed Ruin King, most likely into Infinity Edge as the third item, and then into a Last Whisper, unless he wants maybe a Bloodthirster to get the shield again against some of the burst from Syndra. There's multiple options. We could see him get some early magic resist if he wants to try and survive, but there's of course still some physical damage on the side of Fnatic he needs to worry about as well.
Wicked taking some punishment, will get away from that one. Just speeds himself up with the help picks and gets away, no problem with that one. Bottom lane pairings.
Should be Morello Normicon for Wicked as well.
Equal stuff. Morello Normicon for Wicked, okay.
He will build towards it. We've seen different build paths for Lulu top.
Only went for the double Doran's ring as well.
Yeah.
Go for the triple.
So we've seen double, we've seen triple.
Yeah.
I think just depends on how much gold you have the first time you're actually back if you want to go for the triple Dorans and then into the Morello Normicon. But he will build towards it, should be able to get it the next time. He did use the teleport. Same goes for Soas. Okay, there's no dragon, so they could safely do it. And then next time dragon spawns, we might see them join in for some fights here. And early magic resist from Source as well.
There's a ward in this push, so if Cyanide tries to sneak through, he will get spotted out. Shook is just back to base, so he's not going to be there. So it seems that, again, everyone will step away. Cyanide's waiting off at the side there. Wolves being taken by Peke. Wraith's being taken by Froggen. Both these mid laners, they are
just
on
look,
a mission.
look at the CS compared to the rest of them.
Just coming up to 12 minutes, they're at 130 mark. This is potentially a record themselves they could be going for here.
Yeah, and they're out farming everyone else on the map. They seem happy, just clear the wave, go to your jungle, you don't really have to trade. Rek is going very aggressive here though. Nif.
Aqua Prison catches on towards him, rides the way through, but there's not enough damage to follow through on this one. Tabs is going to take a bit more damage to Death Sentence onto Reckless. Shook comes around the side there. Cyanide's with them, doing protective duty. The ultimate coming out from Tabs is not enough to catch on Reckless, and he will get out alive.
And Cyanide actually flashed Cocoon the minion right in front of him here, so didn't get it onto either Tabs or Nif, and they managed to disengage, and then actually re-engage with a very nice hook from Nif here. No flash on Shook though to actually come in and try and pick up the kill. And they end up just trading a lot of summoners back and forth here. Reckless used both his summoners. He jumped right in the face of Alliance trying to start a fight.
Well, it was the cowl picked up by Soaz to make sure he counteracts that damage from Wicked. Wicked himself, as you mentioned, going to go for that Morello Nomicon in the top lane yet to complete it. So we'll keep our eyes on these different builds in these different lanes, in the unusual lanes. Reckless caught, hooked out, caught down with the Voidoos, but again, can just dash away. There's a lot of escape from both of these teams.
And you also see why Nami is such a good support at the moment. You just max your W, and you just heal away, sustain everything. As soon as Reckless took some damage, instant heal from Yellowstar, and a few hits with his own lifesteal, and he's back to full HP, and therefore survives the trade. And both AD carries, still farming pretty evenly. Slight advantage to Reckless now actually was Taps earlier in the game.
Both these mid laners are doing an incredible job at farming. Honestly.
They're doing nothing else. Like, they're never hitting each other.
150 plus CS already before 14 minutes. Anyone that's watching this is like proud of the fact getting 150 probably within 20 minutes. Most people that are playing maybe 220 minutes if they're doing a great record, but these guys, they're looking at 300 in that time. Let's see if they can get it. Theoretically, possible, but you have to hit a hell of a lot of perfect minions. As it stands, Yellowstar and Reckless in this bottom lane are camping it out. There's no ward placement, but Tabs checking without ultimate. We'll try and find them.
You could see the wave coming.
Oh, the wave comes across. Tabs sidesteps it, but that puts him out of position. A good lantern from Nif. Gets caught in the Aqua Prison this time around. He's in all sorts of trouble. Death Sentence Reckless into the tower. Pulls him into the tower. He's going to go down, and now Tabs can chase on towards Yellowstar. Yellowstar will back away. A support for an AD carry. That's a good trade for Alliance.
Yeah, Tabs managed to get the kill while Yellowstar took the kill on the side of Fnatic here. Now both junglers down this bottom lane. Let's see what's going to happen.
Oh, they're going to put the ward down, but Shook's now in trouble. He gets caught out. The burst from Cyanide catches on towards him, but look at Tabs, the range on him. He's going to burst it back down and force them away. It is going to be safe play for Fnatic to back out of that one.
And Tabs now, because again, he survived, he could stay, he could farm the wave, push it into the tower, now deny all this CS from Reckless. So big advantage to Alliance here. Nif dropped very, very low, managed to get the hook in, pulled Reckless into the tower, and therefore giving the kill over to Tabs. Good engage though from Yellowstar. Tidal wave, landed the bubble, of course there was no flash on Nif.
Absolutely. 21:51 by the way was the record. These guys are clearly going for it. 182 to 182 CS. 15 minutes into this game. Wicked, look at Soaz getting dived. Soaz going aggressive onto the tower there. He's going to back away and take some of those tower hits. It's already showing though, Soaz is becoming a real pain in the backside in that top lane. 141 CS to 114. Starting to bully out Wicked, who neither of these players actually had any help from the junglers so far. Well, tell a lie, Soaz had some help from Shook.
Well, both junglers been there like once and then just backed away, and Soaz actually already around 450 mana on his tier. Now Fnatic starting Dragon once again. There's 4 members from Alliance around. No teleport. Actually, Source does have teleport.
Oh, he's going to try and keep him away. Back on towards it. Wicked in trouble now. The Dragon goes across towards Fnatic. Soaz is continuing to put the pressure back down on him, though. And Wicked realizing he's in danger. He's going to have to back.
And it's so annoying for Wicked. Every time we look at him, he has no mana. He couldn't really go with Fiends because, again, most of the damage from Yorgi, if not all the damage actually, is physical. So the magic resist from his Fiends would have done nothing for him, even though he could really have used the mana regen. Could, of course, have helped him against Expected, but I don't think Wicked is going to be the target for him to kill in team fights. So Morello Nomicon was the obvious choice, even though he needs a lot of mana here.
Well, I feel sorry for the junglers right now because they're getting nothing. Alliance, though, throwing out that lantern. They don't have Shook to come and help. Instead, it's kind of a bluff. And you do see that a lot from Thresh players these days.
It's very smart, especially if you get the all AD carry to move away from a very easy CS and you deny him just by throwing back the lantern. Only downside is, of course, it has a pretty long cooldown, which means there's some time where you won't be able to make plays or save your own AD carry if you do get ganked.
Well, this bottom lane trio is maybe going to put a dent in the CS race because they're going for the tower. They're starting to put pressure back down and it forces Shook to come down and defend that one. Meanwhile, Froggen and Peke, well, they're playing like the top laners right now. Generally, they just have their own game, but right now, these two mid laner pair in Froggen and Peke having their own game entirely of Farming Simulator 2014.
Yeah, they just keep extending the lead. Both junglers have to walk bot lane to try and set something up, and nothing really happens for it. And it's been the story of the game.
Stealing the advantage, going for the opposite wraiths. Oh, no.
Oh, get it, yeah.
Got there in the end.
Ah, Froggen with the tricks here. Still slightly behind. Needs to, of course, catch up if he wants to get the record.
A record, ironically, that Peke stole. Froggen was close to claiming it, and Peke did record it. And both of them realized that they can go for this one. So Wolves going to get picked up, Froggen going for that one. The Wraiths was stolen away by him, so it's actually still even in CS between the two. We'll keep our eye as that progresses. Bottom lane, oh, death sentence from Nif. That would have been the death of Yellowstar, but again, steps away from it. Reckless actually waiting in the bush. Not sure he's waiting for, because there's 3 members of Alliance that are pushing up on that tower.
And in this mid lane, while they're very even in form, we need to remember Fnatic picked up 2 dragons, so they will be ahead in global gold. And now once again, the jungle's our bot lane.
This time, ultimate comes out there. Nif catching on towards him. Shook tries to come around the side. The quick reactions from Reckless. They get a good cull in on the backside of Shook there. Now Soaz teleports in. He tries to go on towards it. It's going to be a full tower dive. That tower is low as well. Remember, they could just turn straight to the tower. Death sentence again. Reckless caught out this time around. We do see him going to catch on towards it. Voidoo's getting on for it. One more hit should be enough. And no! Soaz turns it back around and takes down Taps.
Such oh, he got the kill actually. Wicked now.
Surprise, catches
Wicked
him
will
out.
take top tower. Wicked will take the top tower here. But we also saw the power of Lucian once you complete the blade in these small fights here. Fnatic turned it around, Source teleport in.
Oh, Shook comes in, tries to sneak on towards him, the tower on towards Soaz, but now the flay from Nif keeps him at bay. The tower's still alive.
No
Shook
flash in Nif.
manages to get away here. Nif in all sorts of trouble. He's going to get locked up. That's going to be Cyanide with a kill. And this game is well on the edge right now.
Wicked, go back to the top lane. Push the tower, please. After this red buff, we're just going to see the replay. Who comes in and engage from Yellowstar at the same time. Reckless doing all the damage, taps the same thing, but Lucian is so strong at this point. And then we see the teleport from Source coming down behind him. He wants to tower dive instantly. The tower is very low, but he's not dead yet, so still doing a lot of damage. Reckless going all in. Beautiful hook by Nif. And they just do so much damage. We are calling one hit, so Taps will actually flash forward, try and get this very last hit on Reckless.
He flashed out the Aqua Prison, he had to flash. He could have gone backwards.
Could have gone backwards, try to get the kill, end up dying for it, but then he will actually get it with his passive in the very end. Ah, poor Reckless.
So, close stuff in the bottom lane. That has been the focus.
2 kills for Taps, however.
Yeah, 2 kills for him. He's a big advantage because, of course, we saw Yellowstar getting 1, Cyanide got the others. Wicked in this top lane. He's got now the duo parent of Reckless and Yellowstar because, of course, that bottom lane turret went down. They're keeping these 2 in the mid lane to play their own game right now. Nobody's got involved in that duel in terms of farm. Tabs in the bottom lane, trying to burn down the tower. Soaz, I'm not sure he can defend this one. He's not got enough to take down his minions.
So both teams agreeing to just trade top tower for the bot tower because again they did the other thing just before where Wicked took top tower down and Fnatic managed to kill the bot tower of Alliance. Still, they actually need to get into the tower here. Wicked has some pretty good wave clear at this point. A lot of AP already. Will try and hold the tower, but Cyanide will join in with Reckless and Yellowstar. Try and take it down, and now it's Peke in trouble.
Oh, they're going to try and put a dent in his farming record as Froggen locks down Peke and takes him down for the kill. Not going to give Froggen an advantage. Oh, Reckless in trouble. The tower hit not quite enough to take him down.
Try to dive Wicked here. Cyanide coming in. Wicked is very low. He needs to be careful.
Yeah, very low in health, but he's got the shield. Oh, he gets caught out. Flashed out of the Aqua Prison, goes straight into the jaws of Cyanide, but it's Yellowstar with the kill.
And once again here, Cyanide coming up. He's 2-0-2 at this point. Been part of pretty much everything for Fnatic, and we'll be able to take the tower here. Reckless dropped very low though from the first dive on Wicked. And he didn't. He stayed, thought he could actually get a kill. Sadly not. Cyanide ruins the day.
No, Froggen, he's gonna have to farm a little bit if he wants to get this record. He's not too far away. 21-51, I want to say. I think it was.
I think it was, yeah.
21-31 already. He needs 50 more. He's not going to get it. So Peke's record is safe in the LCS for now. Alliance, though, are grouping 4 members. Dragon up in 5 seconds' time.
Source actually recalling to base, even though his teleport isn't ready. Seems to cancel it and then start again as Alliance start the Dragon. Wicked can join in with teleport here. Everyone from Fnatic is close. Reckless still farming the bottom lane though, so it's going to be a Dragon for Alliance.
There's the Dragon teleport from Wicked. I'm trying to see where he's going to go. He's going to go around the side and instantly locked up by the Cocoon.
So Alliance actually managed to get the Dragon. Reckless was farming the bottom lane. Source wanted to recall, so it didn't look like a team who actually wanted to fight for it. And gave it over for free to Alliance, who still is slightly behind in gold. But a Dragon always helps, and this mid lane tower is very low.
Very, very low. Just needs a couple of ranged shots. Maybe Reckless can get on towards it, but it's a dangerous game because Alliance are laying in wait. Top lane's been secured and cleared. Wicked is coming back towards his mid lane. Look at this, flanking around the side. Shook wants to get on towards him. Shockwave pulls in 3 members. Agony's embrace catches on 4. Yellowstar, he goes down. Shook comes around the side. Cyanide, the next focus. Shook's in trouble though. He gets caught out. Taken a little bit too far on that one. A lot of damage coming out. Reckless putting a good culling down, but now Soaz is going to get focused. Look at that. Nif has to back out of there. And this is such close engagements from these two teams. It was 1-on-1, and I believe Peke finally got his 500th regular season kill.
Managed to get it here. Shook had to go down. Same for Yellowstar. Engage from Froggen with Shook coming in from behind here. Good setup by Alliance, but also good disengage from Fnatic, and managed to pick up the kill with the ulti from Peke as well, picking up his 500 kill.
Yeah, fantastic stuff by him. Taps in this bottom lane, farming up a storm. These two AD carriers have been going at it. We also saw the 300 CS marker finally surpassed by Froggen a little bit later than he'd hoped for, I feel there. But of course, team fights got in the way of that one.
Yeah, and he did pick up 2 kills, and of course the Dragon from earlier, so he should be fairly happy. Almost even, actually did even out the gold with X-Pekka here. They still need to be careful about this Tap's farming. He's getting a lot of farm, picked up some early kills. Bladed Rune King is almost completed for him, 1400 gold in his back. Farming away, and he will become a monster. And it's going to be so hard to kill when you have Lulu, Orianna, Nif as well to help him to peel for him, the box, the play, everything. He could be a monster. We have seen Taps time and time again carry the late game team fights for Alliance.
So something we haven't drawn focus on is the builds of the two junglers, of course. We see the Banshee's Veil completed by both Soaz and Cyanide in that jungle area, whereas Shook, of course, going a little bit more aggressive, or far more aggressive, in fact, going for that Hex Drinker. Second item.
He's a bit aggressive, but still the shield with your own ulti from Evelyn, with the ulti shield as well from the Hex Drinker. It helps really well surviving the burst from someone like Syndra. So it makes sense, even though it is an offensive item. We could potentially see him go towards more magic resist, but I don't actually think so. Because again, he's against Lucian. We have the Yorick in the mix, so he needs some armor as well if he wants to be able to tank up everyone in these fights. Because he's the only guy going into the front line, or to the back line of Fnatic, sorry. Everyone else from Alliance will stay back and just try and pile everything together and protect Taps as long as possible.
Difference in build for Peke and Froggen, finally differentiating. Of course, both have the Death Gap and the Themes, but looks like it's going to be a Void Staff third item for Froggen. Meanwhile, Peke going towards the Zhonya's Hourglass, which actually, if I cast my mind back to the last time he played Syndra, he needed to build that, and he did.
Build it as a very last item when it was actually too late. They already fell so far behind, and he was the target for Millennium every single time. And it's going to be a big item for him, especially if he can dodge around the ulti from Froggen, if he's a bit out of position. Also opens up for him to be more aggressive, because he has the defensive item.
Yeah, look at Soaz. He's completed the Manamune this time from the Muramana.
Muramana.
Which actually will be going through changes, I believe, sometime soon. I saw a couple of tweets about that from various developers within Riot, so we'll see how that changes. Of course, we haven't seen it for a very long time in the LCS. It used to be, back in 2013, was like the de facto item, even for Genja on Ashe.
Very true, actually. And back when we also had Jace being played a lot, we built it every single time. Yes. The blue build Israel used to build it every time. And now, of course, so was on Yorick, who is actually very tanky. He's been farming really well. I know we've ignored his farm a little bit because we were looking at the mid laners, but he's been farming well. Going to be very tanky and just be in the face of Alliance in these teamfights and be so annoying. And we need to see if he wants to use the ult on Expected or Reckless, or if he just saves it to whatever first target will get blown up by Alliance.
See how it works out for them. The teams are starting to regroup in this mid lane. You can see Alliance want to focus on this middle turret. Death Sentence from Nif not quite hooking onto the back of Yellow Star's fishy tail. But while that's all happening, Reckless is free farming at the bottom, and he was just making his way back up, actually, the river, and you can see the pings going, no, go back down, we're safe, we've got this covered, we can hold out. Wicked has pushed that top wave, so somebody will eventually have to deal with it. Reckless is making his way through. Yellow Star's playing defensive, but he is sat on top of a ward.
Yeah, they don't have vision of Shook. They are pinging the bush though. They want to move in there. Clear, or get a ping ward down maybe. Actually, moving in 4 members, making sure they didn't face check anyone. Alliance have moved over to Baron, put up a few wards. We might see a fight start here, because Alliance a bit out of position and Fnatic pushing down the mid lane. Yeah, Reckless using the scrying orb to check that Alliance were out of position. Now they want to bully them out here. You can see they come around the side there. They want to try and shove this inner turret, but Alliance are going to get in position. Death Sentence only catching on a Banshee's Veil. Shook hadn't popped that early enough, so it doesn't hook in Soaz. Alliance, they're back in defensive duties. We just saw the shield. When Wicked puts his E on a target and then Froggen does the same thing, it's a massive shield already. And then you also have the Wild Growth. We need to remember, making it so hard for Fnatic to actually kill a target unless they catch Alliance out of position. Both teams basically just waiting for the Dragon. Spawning now. Alliance actually moved to the Baron. Yeah, the Baron baiting. They're going for the Baron. How about baiting for it? Question is, Fnatic can react here. They have to move for it. Cyanide can repel in towards it. You can see he already puts the ward down. They check it out. It's a dangerous position. There's the wave coming through. They managed to avoid most of the damage. They get out. Cyanide cannot take the Baron down just yet. It's not low enough on health, and now Alliance going to try and retreat and catch on towards it. Peke has to use the stun. It does force Alliance away, and now Fnatic, they're on the move. They want to move for the inner turret, but it's a risky play. Alliance are still lingering. They're going to back off. Well, Wicked needs to back at least. He's down to 50% HP and almost used all the mana, so they're going to get some damage on this tower. Might be able to take it down. The minion wave coming in as well. Yeah, and Nif is not going to be able to come around this side. If he does, he's going to get caught with a cocoon. You can see Cyanide ready and waiting to pounce on towards him. It's a tower for Fnatic in the mid lane. So with all 5 members alive from Fnatic, and in the mid lane, Alliance went straight to Baron, started it instantly because they had the pink ward. They were trying to catch Fnatic by surprise and almost worked actually. Got the Baron very low. They're going to do it again. They're going to do it again. See, they're trying. Shook actually hasn't based. The Dragon being taken down by Fnatic this time around. You can see Soaz is on that one, but he has the sustain. He's got the ghouls. He can just keep alive on that Dragon. Just clear the ward. Alliance are going to back off, and that's still going to give a gold advantage for Fnatic and a Dragon. Yeah, so backfired for Alliance. Lost mid tower, lost the Dragon as well. And Fnatic didn't actually have to use anything to try and stop them from the Baron. As soon as they spotted it, put down the ward, Alliance backed away and gave a lot of gold over to Fnatic here. And just think of the pressure that was on Fnatic there. The decision-making that they had last time they faced Alliance, making those risky plays. This time around, it pays off for them. Reckless getting himself a mountain of farm down there. Cyanide, there's Banshee's Veils, working wonders for them at the moment. Nif desperately trying to hook on towards them, but so far he's caught both Soaz and Cyanide's Banshee's Veil. And gonna work really well against double AP, and of course Taps is doing some magic damage as well. So Shook full, or not full, but doing magic damage too. A lot of targets here where the Banshees are going to work wonders. And they're starting this Baron. Actually, this Soaz being scumbag, starting the Baron. Well, they don't realize that Reckless is not there. He's actually
gone back to base, but because they've got no vision at all down in that bottom half of the Jungle Alliance, which is unusual for them. They normally like to keep some vision down there, but it's been
they need
cleared
this mid tower down.
They need to just take some pressure, and they're struggling. You can tell they're clearly struggling to try and siege something down here. Wicked looking like he may try and tank it with those shields.
They do have a good comp to actually siege down a tower. A lot of disengage, a lot of shields, a long range from taps as well to poke down the towers, but they've been respecting Fnatic. Doesn't want to risk getting in a bad situation. A good engage comes in for Yellow Star, and then the fight is on, and if Alliance is out of position, they might just end up dying for it. Reckless though, being hooked.
Nif, is he going to follow through? The wave quickly pulled out from Yellow Star. Defensive play had to be used because they could have focused straight into Yellow Star there. Reckless.
A lot of focus still on this Baron for Alliance. They really want to just get Fnatic in to face check them and then try and hook them and blow someone up. And Fnatic just don't really seem to mind. I mean, they've been recalling, coming back, and now once again Alliance starting it. Fnatic still nearby with all their members. They need to go in and ward it, force Alliance away once again, and Soaz just pushing the mid lane.
Yeah, they're trying to two-man it. It's not working out. Fnatic are not being fooled on this one. Soaz stomps on down that mid lane with the minions. Look at that, stops them off in their tracks. The rest of Fnatic reacting to this one. They're going to try and run in towards this inhibitor turret. It is only Tabs in defensive duties right now. Shook's going to come around the side, but he can't get too close.
Wicked is recalling. Fnatic is running up towards the Baron now to clear out all the pink wards, deny the wards away from Alliance. There is, however, teleport on Wicked, so he can go back to base, heal up, join in case a fight should start. Will Fnatic start the Baron?
Well, the ping wards are in there. Now it's taken the vision away from Alliance. I don't think they're too worried about it, honestly. Maybe this is what Alliance wanted, who knows?
Oh, they're going to face check them.
Oh, they're actually going to hook in there. Nif going to get caught out, Cocoon on him, but that's a good Voidoo, slowing the entire team down. Shook tries to sneak around the side. A lot of shields coming out from Alliance. They fancy this one, but that's a great stop from Peke. Cuts all four members, and they quickly have to get away, but Peke just blows up Wicked. Where Wicked at all? Nif now goes down. Wicked did have his ult, but he didn't even get a chance to use the wild growth on himself. He was not expecting the burst from Peke from that ultimate.
So this should be the Baron for Fnatic here. They're starting it, all 5 members alive. Wreck is full HP, expect the same deal here. Alliance coming in, will try and stop it. Let's see what they can do.
This is a tough steal.
There's no mana on Tabs.
He's on half hit points. Tabs has got no mana, so he can't use his ultimate. He's got Tab, doesn't get caught onto the wave, but instead flashes away from this one. He's just running for his life. Meanwhile, the rest of the team are trying to keep them busy. It stops the Baron, though. We should keep Tabs on towards that one. Tabs trying to run around here. I think Soaz will catch the slowdown on towards him. He's not going to be able to get away from this one. Or is he? That goal has yet to hit him. Taps is home free right now. The rest of the team closing in. There's the Voidoos. He's got a tower ahead of him. He's going to try and dive through the tower. I think Soaz is going to get, he's going to catch him with the goal. Just turn straight into that one. That was a pretty easy one. Meanwhile, down the middle here, now Yellow Star. Oh, the stun doesn't catch on towards him. They've held on really well. That stopped the Baron. Soaz actually trying to tank out Soaz attempts here. Hasn't got enough. The minions can lifesteal off them. He's got to play to the Rune King, so he should be able to lifesteal this one back.
Reckless is coming.
Trying to delay it. In comes Reckless to save the day.
Hello.
What's up, buddy? The call-in is enough to take him down.
So I still find it very strange that Alliance is putting so much focus on this Baron. Now Fnatic starting it because Taps is still dead for 38 seconds. And Alliance, they need to move in fast once again to try and stop it.
But they are nearby. You can see Wicked still has that wild growth. Remember, the Shockwave is back available for Froggen as well. I'm not even sure that got used in the last fight. But Fnatic, they know they have a 4-on-5. Middle turret goes down. Alliance manages to take that one down. Peke caught out well there. A good stun comes out. Zonya's Hourglass. The ball could just get moved on towards him. Shockwave from Froggen. Not going to get used. He's going to hold it. He did already use it. Tell a lie. There's the wild growth finally being used on Shook. Again, a dissonance coming out from Froggen. They're putting some good damage down on this one. Fnatic, they have to back out of the Baron pit.
We just saw here how strong for his own Nif.
Nif got out, dead sentence, Aqua Prison got on towards him, but he got defensive ball, quick rolled in there, Yellow Star catching on towards him, Nif in no trouble, he's going to get away, no, he's going to get talked down, Reckless picks himself up another kill, back and forth action between these teams, but it is sloppy stuff.
Very, very sloppy and so much focus on this Baron for both teams here. I mean, Alliance could have just sat back and kept farming. They have such a strong late game comp. They didn't have to force a Baron over and over. And Fnatic just sat in the mid lane waiting for Alliance to make a move. Went in, stopped them once again, took a mid tower, took the dragon, kept getting some gold from it because Alliance kept forcing this Baron here. Very strange things, especially because the comp is so good against what Fnatic have here with the Syndra. And of course Yorick won't be able to kill anyone late game either with all the shields. And Taps with the Trinity Force to kite around, with the Blade to kite around, with Nif to help him out. I'm not sure what the reason is for Alliance to force these fights. Also because Reckless is so strong in his mid-game point. With Ghostblade, with Blade, And of course, Syndra is strong because you don't have the defensive items yet.
Well, it all started before the dragon spawned. So
now it's up
6
again.
minutes ago, the dragon has respawned, and they're taking it once again. Fnatic have full control of this objective.
Yeah, so the whole idea, if you go all the way back to the very first Baron Alliance started, I don't think there are any wards on the dragon, and we're expecting Fnatic to move down to start the dragon, and then they rush the Baron with Taps here, with Blade Rune King to just instantly destroy it, and they almost took it down, but because Fnatic didn't move for the dragon and was standing in mid lane, managed to get in and stop them.
Well, they're trying to chase onto Soaz here. He's actually pretty
No
low,
flash.
and he's going to get slowed down, but quickly the team come around. Soaz actually bullied away from this one Alliance, so going to run back around. Can they catch anyone else? Yellowstar, ooh, dangerous play, gets a little bit too close on that one. Alliance are re-engaging on the Baron.
Well, Nada at least are stronger than before. They actually did start the Baron here. Fnatic is still staying around. Source coming from base, no teleport. Won't be able to join in instantly.
So Peke is going to be the focus. Let's see whether he can get caught out. Yellowstar takes some damage. Defensive duties here. No teleport for Soaz, but he's running in and now is close enough. The Baron down to 5,000 hit points just in the corner. Meanwhile, the minions taking down that turret. They're going to peel off again. Not sure what exactly they can gain from it, but they will get themselves an inner turret.
And that's exactly what they can gain for it, because there's no teleport on Source. They start the Baron, force Fnatic to send every single member there to stop them, and therefore lose this bottom tower to just the minions. So this call was very smart by Alliance, knowing we will get a bot tower if we just keep Fnatic here. And you saw, as soon as Fnatic moved in towards them, they just backed away instantly. Didn't try and stay in and kill the Baron, they moved away and just wanted this bot tower for free.
So tower was picked up. Reckless is going to move on down and hoover up all of the farm. And Alliance will continue to buy. Let's take a quick glimpse across the items, because these guys have been going at it for the last 30 minutes or so. 400 plus CS was also passed and well and truly surpassed by Frog, and he's been farming up a storm.
Look at Reckless, how strong he is.
Peke. Yeah, I mean, just look at these AD carries. We were talking about it, and Reckless, this is his power spike. He had the Yomu's and the Blade of the Rune King. Now he's got the Infinity Edge. He may even get the Mercurial Scimitar next, I believe, because the Baron of ability power available for
Or a Bloodthirster would be the
possibly
two options, depending on if he wants to magic resist against the double AP, or if he just wants to shield from the Bloodthirster. Both, of course, give 80 attack damage. You won't really be able to stack them up.
as well as tucked in.
Cleanse as well,
Yeah.
big deal. You get the movement speed as ranged now here in 4.10. Helps you kite around with your own heal as well. And your Ghost Blade, I mean, you can just run around forever with it. Or not forever, but at least for 1 second you're going to be very fast.
It's long enough. The invisible Baron in that pit right now. It is there, guys, don't worry. There it is.
Looking at them.
Peekaboo. Just pops up, goes back in the river.
Outlast for Froggen will be able to survive the burst from Pekka now, making it even harder for him to actually pick a target.
Still zero visibility, by the way, from Alliance in the lower half of the jungle, other than the minion wave. If not even interesting in that bottom half of the map, it's the top, maybe in a turret. You can see Fnatic pinging it. They're going to make sure they clear out that wave. Alliance, meanwhile, focusing on getting back in towards that Baron pit area.
Scimitar actually picked up for Taps here. Didn't go for Infinity Edge. Wanted some defensive items. Against he gets the cleanse, he gets the magic resist. It's gonna work wonders for him. If he gets bobbled, stunned by Xpecker, he can use it instantly and stay alive, and making it even harder for Fnatic to actually kill him. And this is another reason why I didn't get Alliance in the whole let's start Baron over and over, because they can just wait and farm, get all these defensive items, and be unkillable.
Closing in on the 40th minute mark between these two teams. As I mentioned at the start, fan favourites, absolutely. They were even in the votes, though. And honestly, it's so far an even game. It is Fnatic with the gold lead, but honestly, seeing the team fights, you wouldn't believe it right now. It is very, very close. If Peke can catch on to someone, we've already seen Wicked went down without using his ultimate.
Yeah.
Just a moment ago. He's got more damage since then, as long as Hourglass is
One of
complete.
Banshees too.
Yep. Void Staff also being picked up. Banshees was picked up by Wicked, as you mentioned.
And some more magic resist on Shook as well. So everyone really respecting the burst from Syndra in this game. Opens up for Reckless to do a lot of damage if he does get the time. There's very little armor on the members of Alliance here. So if he actually gets onto someone, he will be able to burst them. Especially with the 6 seconds of Ghostblade. Look here, Source staying behind the team, trying to bait Alliance to move into the jungle of Fnatic and try and collapse on them from multiple sides. Alliance not biting, staying in the mid lane. Fnatic seem to be looking for a fight here.
Well, he's got the survivability. If he was to flank around Alliance and start trying to disrupt them, get on towards Tabs, get in his face, honestly. He has a bit of damage. He has that Marin Mana completed.
Yeah.
He could...
He still needs a lot of time, though. He's not going to run in and just bonk you in the head with his shovel and just instantly kill you. He needs time.
Look at that, though, the difference, the 30-minute mark. That was when the Baron was all started off, by the way.
TP coming.
You can see Reckless gone way ahead of that one. Teleport's coming behind them.
Reckless
Alliance
is in
are
base.
actually on those. Reckless is not here, as you mentioned, but Alliance peel nonetheless. And that was a great distraction duty. Tabs is separated from the team. That's why Alliance are backing off. Soaz is trying to cut him off.
We'll jump in with the team here. Cyanide and Source together. So they managed to get a teleport away from Source. He went to the bot lane. Instantly Alliance started the Baron. Forced him over. I'm not sure if they actually knew Reckless was in base, seeing as they disengaged so fast, didn't even want to fight, just backed away from the Baron after the teleport was forced.
So they were trying to do the exact same job again. They pushed up, they got a giant wave along the
Yeah,
top
they're
there.
doing the same
Reckless
thing.
is actually dealing with it. Now they're trying to track on towards Soaz. Can they get the slowdown on towards him? Not going to catch. This time around, Cyanide, he's going to repel. The Wraiths are still there. He can get away.
They're using the Baron again. Look at this bottom lane here. Big wave. Someone needs to go and deal with it. No teleport on Source. He used it before, remember, because Alliance started the Baron. And now they're moving to join in with this massive wave. And the blue buff
is up. That's going to get stolen away. Peke won't begin in that one. Tabs will finish that off. So he's going to keep that for its ultimate
Syndra can clear it.
poking out. But Syndra, as you mentioned, can just wipe that wave out in seconds. Oh, they're on the Baron.
And now Fnatic are now on the Baron because the Lions moved the entire team to the bottom lane.
Well, he went for the Bloodthirster. You can see Reckless with it there, and it's working wonders. They're going to quickly peel out. That's the difference. Tabs can check that Baron from a very long range. Oh, the Death Sentence so close to catching the tail of Yellowstar instead. He's going to use the wave, catches 3 members of Alliance on towards that one. Soaz goes straight on into their faces, but can he take the damage? There's going to be the Aqua Prison catching on Shook. Soaz is going to go down. He uses his Ghoul on himself there. Tabs picks up the kill on that one. The Cullen roasting on towards the backsides of Alliance, but Fnatic cannot catch Alliance. They have such speedy disengage.
Xpeke was looking for a target to ult here, but everyone from Alliance were too far away and the shield was always ready to be popped on the target. And I do feel a little bit sorry for Baron. Everyone just used him to bait the other team to move around the map. Nobody actually really wants him. They just started, forced the team to make a reaction and then back away from it. This time around, Alliance managed to get a kill. Still the dragon for Fnatic.
But that's it. I mean, they got 1 kill, but they lost another dragon, which means Fnatic stretch the lead. Oh, Shook caught Yellowstar out. He's not getting out of this one alive, that's for sure. Tabs finds on towards him. Last couple of hits. Tabs will secure
Still
that
18
one.
seconds on Source. This could be the Baron for Alliance. They're here with 5 members. They decide not to start it now and want to look for the fight instead.
The Voidoo's on Cyanide is going to catch him, slow him down. He's going to repel once again to the Wraiths, though. They have a wave of minions, but this time they're going to go back to Baron. A little bit delayed. Teleport not available for Soaz, but he has respawned. They're back on the Baron.
Back on the Baron here. Could have gone for it instantly, but we're looking for the fight. Wanted one more kill here. Cyanide is ready to steal. Flash is ready. Smite is ready as well. You need to respect Cyanide when it comes to smiting.
I feel like I'm casting Dignitas right now, the amount of times they keep coming back to this Baron, but as it stands, nobody wants to take it. The question is, will they get wiped out? Coming around, Cyanide ready to repel. How many times has he stolen these away with those smites? He's up against Shook. This Baron going very low. It's within 3,000 hit points now. Cyanide ready and waiting. They delayed it. They delayed it purposely. The repel is now down. He flashes. Oh, he doesn't get it. Shook manages to catch it in towards that. Cyanide taking low on this one. He gets dropped. Tabs gets himself the kill on that one. Shockwave flashed out of by Peke. Cyanide, Ghoul coming around the backside of it. That's going to be Soaz trying to kill that one round. The Ghoul actually can do a lot of damage, but it will finally time out.
So they managed to get the Baron here. For the last 15 minutes, they've just been fighting around this Baron buff. They managed to get the kills first, started it. Cyanide tried to get in, steal it. Didn't work for him, ended up dying for it. Now mid tower as well for Alliance.
So finally there's time to get some objectives on the board here, Alliance, as they keep on pushing through. Still 5,000 gold behind, but they have the advantage. 1 man to the good. The Culling coming around the side, wipes out that minion wave, forces Alliance to try and tank this one out. They have the Baron, of course. They have that regen, and they have the range to get the damage down. Alongside him, of course, we're going to see Oriana doing a lot of damage from range. Lulu can do a lot of damage from range, and of course, Cogmore, well, he's just going to shred that
pile the shield onto him.
Look at this. Now Fnatic's minion in the bottom wave, they take themselves an inner turret. It's still 5-5 in turrets. This game is very close.
And still 6,000 gold ahead on the side of Fnatic. This bot lane needs to be dealt with by Alliance. It's going to push into the next tower with the massive wave as well. They are backing away now. Picked up quite a lot of gold. Taps, man. Let's see if he wants to get a last whisper, if he wants to get a defensive item again. See what he actually picks up with all the gold here.
Last whisper would make a hell of a lot of sense with those Randian Omens being stacked out But instead,
Didn't actually shop yet.
gonna be
more farm.
He's waiting for it. Needs a couple more 1,000 gold. Froggen comes in and goes, no. These are mine. I know there's another record on the board. It's most CS. And that's what he's going to go for instead. So Tab strolls on back. Let's see what he picks up and buys. Just having a browse around the shop right now.
Let's see what do I
Seeing
need.
any designer gear in there. Yeah, let's see. Maybe get himself a new chair. Who knows?
Can you buy something, please?
He's waiting for that little bit of extra gold right now. I think that's what he wants. There we go. Makes a purchase.
Bloodthirster. Okay, so he wanted the shield once again against the burst from Pekka and Reckless, we could say. As long as he hit a minion before he takes any damage, he will get the shield to help survive here. But no last whisper yet. Very late in the game. A lot of Randuins.
Genji would be proud of him.
Genji would be very proud.
Shook, he's delaying that red buff for Tabs, who will pick that one up. So, everybody back alive.
I mean, we have to remember there's a lot of magic damage still, making their last whisper less useful. But with all this attack damage, he definitely still needs it.
Yeah, you want to get something on there, especially when Soaz is the one that's running in his face. You want to take him down as quick as possible, maybe. All the people out there saying, don't hit the tank. When there's a
hit the damn tank,
crazed Yorick coming in your face, you hit the damn tank, that's for damn sure. So, what is going to happen in this game? It's a 6,000 gold advantage for Fnatic, but honestly,
we're going to wait for the next Baron,
it doesn't really
and then we're going to dance for another 10 minutes.
I'm not sure we are. Fnatic
no, Fnatic making moves here. Again, they're still heading gold. Still looking strong. If they want to get into jungle, they try and catch someone from Alliance out.
If any team will backdoor, it is Soaz. And of course, don't forget, with that ghoul, he could just easily just use it to tank out one of those turrets and sneak in there. Instead, they want to catch somebody out.
Coming in behind, they're full wards in this jungle here. No wards from Alliance.
They're back in. They have to back because Alliance are pushing. They have to all back, but they don't realize Alliance don't know the position because they didn't see them at all. Alliance will not get there in time.
Oh, they've never known, because now they're just going to return to the town. Alliance is going to say, okay, they've just been waiting in base for us to actually push up here, and they're here instantly with all the home guards.
And just like that, the minions are gone.
Poor minion. Look at his shield again untapped. You can go in, get a few hits on either Soaz or the tower. Sees damage without Last Whisper.
Doesn't need a Last Whisper there, it seems, yeah. Quickly puts down Voidoo, slows them down. Minions gonna get cleared out again. Pekka actually stealing them, picking them up, throwing them back in their faces. Do not want. Stun catching on Tabs. They are still yet to hit these turrets.
Going in, double shield on Tabs again, getting some damage on the tower, backing away. They're just waiting for Fnatic to try and start the fight, but they need to land a bubble from Yellowstar, the tidal wave, or Cocoon. Force sign or stun, of course, from Xpeke. There's actually quite a lot of options.
The thing is that tower's going down.
It is. They need to engage. If they want to try and defend it, they have to engage. Otherwise, you're going to see the same deal. Shield onto Tabs, move in, get some hits, and just look at the damage here.
Peke caught out. He goes down below half hit points, and quickly they wipe out those waves. That's going to force him away from this one. Moves back in there, shields back on him. Gets stunned out this time. Caught with the Cocoon. They try and focus on towards Tabs, but quickly disengage. The culling coming out. That's going to get blocked out. Nif just eats all that in the back. And Alliance will repel. And you can see two members of Fnatic, they've gone back to the fountain. Alliance are coming once again.
We also see how Fnatic knows they can't just instantly run onto Tabs, even though they do actually stun him, because who's gonna dive to the back line? I mean, Yorick has to run to your face. At least can repel him, but then she's very...
Oh, the flash ultimate coming out from Peke. Has to use this on his hourglass. He's not going to get out of this one alive, that's for sure. Froggen catches on towards him, gets himself the kill. Soaz goes in. Aqua Prison catching three members who had a quick death sentence on towards Soaz. That's a kill. Wicked explodes. Fnatic going to chase on towards it. It's a double low for Froggen as he catches on
still alive.
The ghoul. Rector's in trouble. Shook on towards him, but he scratches the kite him back. Froggen taken so low. Guardian Angel available still, but Tabs is in trouble. Cyanide knocks him down. The Fnatic turn this one around. Cyanide
Froggen is here.
It's going to explode on towards Cyanide. He has to back out. The Guardian Angel used from Froggen gets him back up, but it was a 3-for-2 fight for Fnatic, and they hold the base.
And it was Xpeke flashing in, popping everything on Tabs, baiting out all the ultis, then popped the Outlast, bought some time here. Once the ultis were running out again on Tabs, you're just going to see it. He's going to flash in, use everything, while Grove used flash. Xpeke will go down for it, but the Alliance, they keep running back and forth to take a lot of damage. Reckless in the back here. His shield didn't even get popped yet from the Bloodthirster. Just doing so much damage and Source tanking up everything. Pops the ult on himself. He will keep tanking up everything. And now Reckless takes some damage. Backs away. Should try to finish him. You don't really stand a chance to late game as an Evelyn against Lucian. Picks up the kill here as well. And Cyanide down this bottom will manage to finish off Tabs in the very end.
It's another Dragon.
Such a close fight
for
though.
Fnatic, and they managed to keep that gold lead. They managed to clear out the waves. Yellowstar getting himself some farm in this top lane. Keep going, buddy. Get those minions down. Go on, that's it. Yeah. getting all that gold. I need all the points I can up against Kobe.
Thought you were
6
destroying
out
him.
of 7. Well, I'm doing okay. We'll see how America goes. I have got Fnatic as my team, which is great because they got 6 out of 7 dragons. Keep those points rolling, boys.
Very
At the
true.
moment, though, let's...
And great for Fnatic. I mean, look at the gold. 80,000 because they picked up so many dragons.
He does have Froggen now. That
might be an issue.
530 CS. By the way, remember, there is a record out there. I believe it's the 600 mark or so in the LCS. It's quite a long way to go, but honestly, 50 minutes in, this game's still teetering on the edge. We could reach it.
And now dragons spawned. Both teams once again staying around. We could see some Baron dance. I said dragon before. I mean the Baron spawned, of course. Pulling the Baron once again. Just be a little bit annoying. If didn't actually take any damage.
No, if got big shields himself, actually, we should point out. Oh, Yellow Star so close to getting caught. Tabs once again gets locked up by the Cocoon. Cyanide on point with that, but it's still not going to catch on towards him. Guardian Angels, of course, were picked up by Soaz. Cyanide as well. Froggen's was sold, by the way. Picked up a Banshee's Veil, I believe, instead.
Look at all the poke from Fnatic here. Actually going in, Tidal Wave comes in, only hit Shook though.
Yeah, only catches on Shook. Reckless uses the culling as well. That will be on a pretty quick
Hourglass
cooldown
already used.
around the side. Zonya's Hourglass used by Peke. Very tight engage here. Wicked looking to try and catch on towards something we mentioned. However, though, he does get caught forward. Look at Tabs, the gigantic shield being used on him goes aggressive, but it's on Cyanide. Now they're going to try and bully out the mid.
Sourced with Guardian Angel can really be annoying in these team fights if he just runs into the face of Alliance. We also see the poke, long range from both Syndra and Lucian, of course, landing onto Alliance. They're actually backing away. Fnatic pinging on the Baron now.
Well, Fnatic moving around there.
2 members
Alliance
back.
are out of
2
position.
members. Tabs doing rip off. They can start Baron now.
Question is, do they know it? They're going to sweep wards instead. They don't realize the situation because
They know.
haven't got the vision. Now they go for it. This is going to be a very quick Baron. Froggen is close by. He's going to have to get in and get a gigantic shockwave in the right place at the right time. Not going to happen. Fnatic get Baron.
So Alliance, they go into the team fight, and then everyone moves to the bottom side of the map to recall. And Fnatic's like, okay, he's just instantly going to go to Baron. Picks it up for free. Nobody was close for Alliance to actually stop it. And so all the poke they managed to land before forced Alliance back. So Baron buff, quite a gold lead as well for Fnatic here. What can they do with it? Both tanks have Guardian Angel. Peke with the DFG. If he can actually manage to get onto a target with the DFG and blow them up before the shields come in from Alliance, he will be able to kill them.
Yellow Star just picking up the Twin Shadows as well. With Tabs not having a Banshee's Veil, that could catch and slow him if used at the right time. Banshee's Veil was picked up by Reckless, by the way, a few moments ago as well. So these two teams, 52 minutes into this game. 4-0 perfect record possibility for Fnatic if they can take down the league leaders Alliance. They've already lost once today. They've been proven. Copenhagen Wolves put an end to their win record. The question is, can Fnatic do it?
Now we finally get some armor on the side of Shook and Wicked. I know he's playing Lulu, but he likes to be in the front line. Because Reckless in this game has actually just been standing in the back in every single team fight, but because everyone builds so much magic resist, he's been doing so much damage. The last team fight which Fnatic ended up winning was him untouched, just hitting people left and right, left and right. Also right and left. And
left and right, right and left. You know, well, I mean, technically you say...
I'm not wrong, am I?
You're not wrong, that's true. It's good to see you keeping your eye on the ball. 53 minutes in this game, Dragon up in 2 minutes, so as out the side, split push and teleport available. You know, they're moving in towards that Baron pit area. They know that it's obviously not there. We're just trying to get themselves some vision. And
you want to get it for your minimap too, so you can see when it spawns.
Well, I think they're just trying to wonder, you know, Fnatic, you took the Baron, do something, guys. But they're actually still playing very defensive.
Everyone just farming up to get full items. We see pickaxe now for taps. Ooh. Oh, Alliance actually going in.
Shook goes in. Peke taking low here, taking a hell of a lot of damage, in fact. So as teleports in. Alliance trying to draw everything, and they quickly peel away. Good stun comes out from Peke, catches on towards Nif. The wave is going to catch him, but there's no follow-up. The hook catching on towards Cyanide. He cocoons back on Nif. Nif taking a lot of shields, a lot of damage on towards him. Wild growth being used on towards Nif, but he does go down direct.
Oh, the
cocoon on tap. Will it get followed through? The stun not quite catching. Flash down. Froggen has to flash away as well. Cyanide catching on towards him. The slows from Soaz catching on towards him. Fnatic chasing on this one. If they get the goal, they can finish the game right now. They're pushing on through. Wicked's going to get taken down. He's got no wild growth available. He's going to get caught out. Tabs gets exploded by Peke. Fnatic could take the game right here.
It was actually Alliance engaging to Fnatic, even though that Baron buff I'm not sure what Alliance are doing this game, but Fnatic, they punish them and will win.
Well, it was Fnatic that had questionable decision-making last time around, but this time they made absolutely the right call. Every play Fnatic tried to make, Alliance tried to counter, but Fnatic answered back. And this time, the Nexus will fall. It's a perfect Super Week, ladies and gentlemen, for Fnatic. It's the 4-0 dream.
And it's not even the playoffs yet, where we normally see Fnatic playing their best. They're definitely looking strong and improving every single game they play.
Fantastic game between these two teams. 11-17 kills, 93k gold. It went on for 55 minutes, but it was a classic encounter for this fan favorite. And you can see what it means to Fnatic. It's a perfect Super Week, and their longest win record, 4 wins on a row in this Super Week.
And Alliance now 2 for 2 in this Super Week. Everyone was thinking they are the clear #1 in Europe. Just lost 2 games, first to Copenhagen Wolves and now Alliance. And now Fnatic. This epic game. So much action around Baron in this game. I don't think I've seen teams bait out Baron so many times. And then here in the very end, where Alliance, they try and go for the engage, get poked down, they back away, they start recalling, and Fnatic just runs straight to Baron, picks it up for free. There was no contest at all from Alliance. And then they actually also engaged the last team fight, where a full Baron up, Fnatic are like, okay, we're just gonna take the fight and destroy you.
So you got to wonder what has happened to Alliance today. They were looking the unbeatable team, honestly, yesterday as they destroyed SK Game and took them down inside 20 minutes and were full of confidence. But now 2-2, they can't get Cloud9's record, which I know was important to them. They were trying to see if they can catch some of those records, maybe try and break a few themselves. Hasn't worked out for them. They need to reset their focus and look back towards World Championships, because that is now their goal.
Yeah, I actually think it was pretty healthy for Alliance as a team to lose some games, trying to see, okay, what are we doing wrong? Are we tunneling on certain picks or certain play styles? Now go back and watch this game here, watch the Copenhagen Wolves game and see, okay, everything that went wrong is something we can fix now. Because if you just keep winning and winning and winning, you might end up in the issue once you finally face a team who can actually challenge you. You don't know what to do because you haven't been behind in a long time. So it should be healthy for them as a team. And of course for Fnatic, just a big confidence boost and really showing what a good team they are.
A fantastic match, that's for sure. I'm sure you guys at home enjoyed that one. Of course, remember to tweet at LOLA Sports with all your reactions about these games. A lot of big plays in there that may well want to keep your focus on. You'll get to see those. The North American show is going to be starting out Friday, just tomorrow. A lot more action to go in North America. But we've got one more game to go today. That'll be coming up after this one. But final thoughts on this game. What do you make of this? The fact that Fnatic now are 4-0. Are they starting to peak once again at the perfect time coming up to Worlds?
Seems like it. I mean, we know every single time Fnatic really needs to play well. In the LCS, they will. They will step it up. Things seem to work out for them. Again, they managed to get a coach now, helping out, getting some different views and stuff. And in this game, the Yorick pick. I mean, late game when you have a full Yorick tank, and there's no tank on the side of Alliance except for an Evelynn, he just ran in the face of Alliance every single time, kept cutting around, and it was so hard for Alliance to deal with.
Fantastic stuff, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all enjoyed it. We're going to go over to the stage right now with Shox, who is standing by with 2 of Fnatic's players.
Thank you very much, D-Man. I'm indeed joined by 2 of Fnatic's players, the bottom lane, Reckless and Yellowstar. What an amazing game, 4-0. First off, congratulations. What an amazing game you guys pulled off here. So let's break it down. Yellowstar, let's start at picks events. Of course, Yorick, an eye catcher for us. And tell us about how you built your comp around that, or what the goal was.
So coming into the match, we know that Nif really likes playing Nami. And we were like, okay, let's pick her first rotation. And so we knew that we wanted to face the 2v2. And we know that we have a stronger matchup as well. So we just have to take care about Eve. Because she's really annoying 2v2, she has a lot of presence. You can never know where she is. And then we need someone to handle Lulu top. And we let So as a choice. He plays anything he wants, and we basically trust him, fully trust him. So it was a really good choice from him, and it was a great game.
So going into that one, you know you could have the upper hand in the bottom lane, Reckless, but it of course all changes once you're on the Rift, the straight up 2 versus 2. What were your initial impressions of the early game going up versus Tabs and Nif?
I think Tabs and Nif actually improved a lot lately. Like in Spring Split, they were a bit shaky, and you didn't really consider them as a top bot lane. But with Summer Split coming around, they really improved as a dual lane, and I really believe that they are like the top tier in EU for sure, even the Western scene kinda. And but still, at the same time, Alliance is so good at like these rotations and the objective game. So we're kind of forced to play the 2v2, even though they are a really good bot lane. So we just tried to pick something that was really strong in the lane, which goes back to the Nami, who is one of the stronger laners of the supports. And taking that away from Nif also gives us a lot of advantage, which showed early. We took 2 flashes. We weren't coordinating the ganks as well as we should have, but at the same time we took 2 flashes, and I felt like we were in the advantage position in the bot lane at least.
Then talk me through the mid game, because even though Alliance had a very good scaling comp and they really needed to farm up, there was a very, very long Baron dance in there. Of course, a lot of pressure on your shoulders to keep the vision there. How did you guys play that?
Well, I'm known for being catch a lot of times, and so I try to improve. And I was the only one who didn't have Banshee, but at the same time I have the most wards. So I always try to call my team to stay around, to give me vision and to back me up. And this is a tough life of the support, you know. And yeah. So I have to take care of Eve. I got caught once, as you could see, and you know it happens sometimes. And I try my best to keep the vision up.
Well, thumbs up. You had a great game here again, and actually the entire Super Week. Congratulations for that. And you as well, Reckless. Talk me through how you play as that game progresses and it's so close and you know that they're going to try and go for you. And on the other side, they have a bunch of shields to save their AD carry.
Playing against double AP is actually a bit different than playing against a bruiser top lane. Even Eve was like building a lot of MR, so I didn't really have to go for the Last Whisper in this game, which kind of allows me to go for the Bloodthirsters, with at the same time give me a defensive shield, which blocks like most of the damage that they can do to me. So I felt really safe actually in this game, and I liked the build path I could choose. But at the same time, the Kog'Maw had like 3-4 shields on him every fight, so we had to play it really safe, and also like try to bait out his Quicksilver Sash, and then re-engage after that with the next rotation of spells.
So finally, I want to step away from the game and look at the season. Is how close this game was between you guys and Alliance, is that indicative of how the rest of the season is going to be, how it's going to be maybe in playoffs? Is that where your minds are going?
I think the timing is good to be improving, but at the same time, I'm really disappointed for our like mid-season or even early season, because I feel like we're disappointing a lot of fans, and we're actually disappointing ourselves as well, because we're not giving everything we have, and it's not the best mentality to just like start giving everything you have in the end. But it's working out so far, and we're second split with SK, I think, right now. So it's cool to be back in the top bunch, at least.
Woda, anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the 4th split we're playing, and we are experiencing some weird roller coasters. And, you know, for me, I'm always happy to be back in the end.
Well, and you played phenomenally, you both, the entire team. Congratulations on that 4-0. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we need to go AFK for just a moment, but we'll be back in 3.5 when Gambit takes on Roccat. Stay with us.
You saw my E-flash on main, it was like... It was not necessary, but it looked cool.
And then you cleanse the exhaust.
Yeah. So many keys I have to press.
You need like 3 keys.
And then right click as well, so that's 4. But then I left click to auto attack, so that's 5, 6. And tab in between to see when my score rises.
Large shields coming out from Alliance. They fancy this one, but that's a great stun from Peke. Kills all 4 members. They quickly have to get away, but Peke just blows up Wicked where he stands.
The Elise can repel him, but then she's very...
Oh, the flash ultimate coming out from Peke. Has to use it on his outclass. He's not going to get out of this one alive, that's for sure. Frogger catches on towards him, gets himself the kill. Fnatic chasing on this one. If they get the goal, they can finish the game right now. They're pushing on through. Wicked's going to get taken down. He's got no wild growth available. He's going to get caught out. Tab gets exploded by